Hi, I'm Don Carmichael, President of the Feed the Need program. Thank you for letting me join you tonight at your kickoff or online if you're watching this afterward. We are so honored to be partnering with your school in this major fundraising event that gives your child an opportunity to make a hands-on difference in helping very hungry children and families, both in your community and overseas in a third world country. Think of how much better it is to do a major fundraiser that's centered on helping other people rather than selling things like candy bars. Regarding our background, we partner with hundreds of Christian schools like yours all over the country and throughout Canada. We bring the experience from over 2,600 major fundraising events that have raised over $100 million to date. We believe money is an essential tool for ministry, and the more money your school can raise, the greater impact it can have in your child's life. Like you, I'm a Christian school parent. My wife Vicki has been a Christian school teacher throughout our marriage, and our 4 daughters are products of Christian education. For our family, we believe there is no single greater investment that you can make in the lives of your children than a Christian education. And if you think about it, what other entity can so powerfully influence your child's life and set them on a future course of success in everything that truly matters? Tonight, I have a simple outline of just 2 points. Point number 1, the event is extraordinary. And point number 2, the fundraising is easy. Before talking about these, I want to comment on your role as a Christian school parent, especially related to fundraising. First, take a moment and look around your room. Guess how many of your fellow parents absolutely love to fundraise? If I were there, I would ask for a show of hands, but I can already tell you the answer, and it's 0. So why should we do something we don't enjoy, like fundraising, and how can we do it easily and most effectively? First, you should know that your school's tuition income does not meet all of its financial needs. Most Christian schools operate with what's called a tuition gap, and in order to keep tuition lower and accessible to more families, this gap, or the shortfall between tuition income and your school's total financial needs, must be made up through fundraising. And even schools with no gaps still need fundraising to provide for special project needs and opportunities for their children. As parents, I believe we have a duty to support our school beyond paying tuition. It's our responsibility to cover any gaps and fund better opportunities for our kids. Your school is a worthy cause. It needs you. The good news is the fundraising process I'll be sharing is easy. It doesn't require selling anything. It can be done with a cell phone while sitting on your couch, and it will only take about an hour of your time. So let's talk about the first point. The event is extraordinary. Feed the Need is an extraordinary event both in the event itself for your child and as a major fundraiser for your school. From the event standpoint, Feed the Need is a service-based mission experience where your child will participate in a 4-hour packing party where students will pack 10,000 meals for hungry children and families. Of these 10,000 meals that are packed, typically 1,500 meals are distributed to hungry families in your community, and 8,500 meals are shipped to Christian orphanages and small, high-poverty schools in one of 5 third world countries, and these include Haiti, Jamaica, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, and Kenya. The meals your students send overseas will be met at the destination port by pastors and Christian workers who will directly distribute the food among multiple sites in those countries.
Your Feed the Need packing party is a don't miss event. The event is set up as an FDA-approved food safety site, so students will be wearing hairnets and gloves. This alone gets lots of laughs. There will be upbeat music, relay races, and excitement. Often, local television news crews come on site to film the event. At the beginning of the day, students come together for chapel and are reminded of the impact they will be making. During the packing party, classrooms will rotate through the packing area in shifts. At the end of the day, the entire school will gather around the packed boxes for celebration, a school-wide photo, and a time of prayer over the food. During the packing party, your students will be partnered together. The little ones typically partnered with older kids who can help them pack. Children as young as 3 and 4 years old are given crayons to color the food boxes. Older ones pack the food. Ingredients are scooped into a funnel, which loads into a bag attached to the bottom. Bags are weighed, then heat sealed. Once sealed, they move to the boxing station for packaging. In addition to packing food, your students will also write encouraging notes on a school banner that will be delivered with the food. Each Feed the Need meal bag is fully nutritionally balanced. Designed by dietitians at General Mills specifically for children with malnutrition, each bag contains dehydrated vegetables, soy or beans for protein, 19 essential vitamins and minerals, and rice for carbohydrates and energy. The food actually tastes good, and each bag provides 6 meal servings once added to boiling water.
And Feed the Need is not only an extraordinary event for your child to experience, it's also an extraordinary major fundraiser for your school. Think of it like a walkathon, where all the money is raised prior to the event through personal friends and family who sponsor your child. But instead of walking around the track like a walkathon, your students will actually be doing a packing party where they will literally be making a hands-on difference locally and around the world.
Money in your Feed the Need event is raised through a variety of sources. Most of the money comes from each family securing personal sponsors for their child from the individual friends and family networks around the country. In addition to these personal sponsors, your event host team is also raising money from corporate sponsors, underwriters, matching fund donors, and alumni engagement.
How well can this process work for your school? Most schools set their all-time fundraising records on their first event. Here's some quick examples from other Feed the Need events around the country. Meet Spring Valley School in Alabama. With just 63 students in the whole school, Spring Valley raised $154,000. Or consider Westminster Christian Academy in the small town of Opelousas, Louisiana. They raised $208,000. And for a really interesting example, consider the tiny Amish ministry called Straight Paths in the small town of Bird in Hand, Pennsylvania, that raised $186,000. So to summarize the first point, Feed the Need is an extraordinary event for your child and an extraordinary fundraiser for your school. Now, let's talk about the second point. The fundraising is easy. First, understand that Feed the Need is 100% a fundraising event for your school. This is not about raising money for Haiti, and it's not about packing as much food as possible. This is about funding your school while doing something more meaningful in the process than selling cookie dough or wrapping paper. And the good news is that the fundraising process is truly easy and painless. Each family is asked to set up a personal fundraising webpage on a smartphone, tablet, or computer. It takes about 3 to 4 minutes to do this. And once set up, you simply call or text your friends and family around the country, ask them to check out your personal webpage where they can support your child, and they can make an online donation through the webpage, or they can send a check directly to your school. And the reason this works so well is that people give to people they know. It's all about relationships, and even if your friend in another state has never heard of your school, they'll give because they want to support you and your children.
The fundraising process is simple and involves 3 steps. Step 1, set up your personal webpage. You have written sign-up instructions in your packet, as well as a short tutorial video that will be sent out. When setting up your page, you'll need to set up your personal family fundraising goal. Be prayerful about this amount and consider a strong goal. Most families target around $1,500, and more or less is fine. It usually takes about an hour of time to raise the money. The gist of your ask is, our family is participating in a major fundraising event for our school. We're trying to raise $1,500 through friends who will sponsor our daughter Amanda. Instead of doing a product sale, we're doing a service event called Feed the Need, where Amanda and other students will be packing 10,000 meals for hungry children here and in Haiti. We've already sponsored ourselves for $100. Would you be interested in supporting Amanda toward her goal? Step 2, be your first sponsor. Go to your personal webpage and make an online donation. See how easy it is. Give generously. Most of your friends will give what you give or close to it. So the more you give, the more they'll give. Step 3, invite your friends to sponsor your child. Create a target group of 20 to 30 friends and family members anywhere in the country. Call those you're comfortable with, then text and Facebook the rest. Start with the A's in your cell phone contact directory and work your way to the Z's. Your closest relationships are in your contact directory. Simply skip over anyone you're not comfortable asking. Just as you are happy to support your friends, so too most of your friends will happily support you and your child if asked.
Texting is very effective when done right. Did you know that 97% of adults are within 3 feet of their cell phone 23 hours a day? And texts are personal. They will get in front of your friend's eyes faster than any other method, faster than email, written letters, and even phone calls. However, when texting, it's very important to text people correctly.
Here are some key texting tips. Tip 1, Always text each person individually and by name. Group texts are impersonal and don't work. Because fundraising is all about relationships, text individually and by name. Tip number 2, engage first before asking. Don't copy and paste an entire letter in your text field. People won't respond and it's offensive. Instead, always engage them first, then ask. For example, start with, "Hey Bill, do you have a moment?" Wait until Bill responds, "Sure, what's up?" Then respond something like, "Our family's doing a special event to raise money for our school. Can I tell you about it?" Once Bill says, "Sure," then simply copy and paste the details with your personal webpage link so Bill can click and give. Tip number 3, send text under your child's name when appropriate. Partner with your child in the process. It's much more effective to start a text, "Hey Uncle Bill, this is Amanda. Have a moment?" And finally, tip number 4, send 2 follow-up texts one day apart. Often, your text will arrive when someone's in traffic or in a meeting and they forgot to respond. They meant to, but they forgot. If you don't get a response from your initial engagement text, send a follow-up text the next day, then one more the following day if necessary. The greatest percentage of donations come on that second follow-up text.
Because effective fundraising is all about relationships, you can also use Facebook as part of your personal fundraising strategy.
Here are some key Facebook tips. Tip number 1, post your personal page on your wall once a week. Our web platform will do this for you with the click of a button. This provides visibility to your Facebook friends, and even though people are giving less to wall posts than in years prior, some will give. More importantly, it creates awareness for private messaging. Tip number 2, individually private message Facebook friends. This is where you'll get a lot more donations. Just as with the texting tips mentioned a moment ago, engage your Facebook friends by name and wait for their response. You might start off with a message like, "Hey Bill, our family's doing a special event to raise money for our school. Can I tell you about it?" Once he replies back, "Sure," copy and paste your message along with your personal webpage link. Bill can click on the link directly in Facebook and go to your page and give.
We've talked about how Feed the Need is an extraordinary event for your child, an extraordinary fundraiser for your school, and how the fundraising process is easy. In a moment, I'll come back and share some final thoughts to help you be more successful.